So let me. Yeah. So what we have done is we created inquiry. Let us final recap. Let us do that. Inquiry we created. What is the transaction code for inquiry? Can anyone tell?
VA01, sir.
No. You are wrong, Anish.
VA11.
VA21.
VA11. Yes. Now, what is the transaction code for project creation?
VA01.
CJ20.
No, for project creation, CJ20.
CJ20.
Okay.
Okay. Then, then the next thing is, before we create the quotation, we must update the inquiry with the WBS element that we have done. But can anybody tell what is the error that we faced while creating the quotation? There is one specific error that we got, and then we resolved it. Then we created the quotation. What is that specific error? Can anybody remember?
Company name.
No, see what we have done. We were not able to create this quotation because the user status is not allowing us to create the quotation, and hence we went to the project and we actually changed the user status from estimator assigned to some other status. I think this is our project, I feel. Okay, so what we have done, initially the status is estimator assigned, right? Okay, with estimator assigned, we will be not able to create the quotation. For that, what we have to do, we have to enable the status estimation completed. Why? Because I will show that. I think Pawan, sorry, you people don't know about this. Maybe you know, but for your batch, I did not explain this. I will entirely explain this. Okay, but I am just showing it where it is actually. So if you see here, estimation completed, estimator assigned. Let me go through this estimator assigned, double click on this. I think someone deleted this. Let me check whether it is available here or not. Quotation. Create quotation. So I think initially this was the status. It is forbidden. Okay. Even with estimator assigned also, it must be forbidden. Let me keep that. So that means here this quotation, okay, allowed, warning, forbidden. So with estimator assigned also, it must be forbidden. I am setting that. Okay. Now let us see estimation completed. With estimation completed, see, this is allowed. Okay. This is allowed, right? So I can forbid this inquiry, but quotation creation must be allowed with the estimation completed. So I allowed here quotation creation. Okay. So because of this, we got error when we are at the status. I think the initial status might be we were at the inquiry created. I don't know. I need to see the profile changes. Anybody changed it or not? But I remember that with estimation completed, we must be able to create the quotation because the next status is quotation submitted. Okay. So we must be able to create with the status estimation completed quotation. Unless until you reach from inquiry to estimation completed, you will be not able to create the quotation. That is the error that we faced. Hopefully, I think inquiry received or estimator assigned. At what stage I got that error, I need to check. But now with this, for both the statuses, till we reach to 30, this status number 30, definitely it will not allow. Okay. That is one error. Then we came and we actually enabled that particular status, then it allowed us. Okay. That is what you need to remember. In the real, see the example that I gave here, it is almost 99% relevant to real-time example. Because I can also add, as per the business process requirement, some other steps also. But don't suggest too many user statuses, because it is a hectic job unless until you need some authorization approvals for the specific status. Don't recommend too many user statuses. Limit it to the minimum of, let us say, at least 7 or 8 or maximum 10, not more than that. They can have so many business process steps. Okay. So, but try to minimize that as much as possible. Okay. That's it. Now, so this is what I am supposed to tell. That is one point you need to remember. In the real time also, you need to configure the status profile similar to that. Now, once the quotation is submitted, assume that the customer accepted. Okay. Customer accepted our quotation with the value that we gave, around, I think, 53 lakhs something we gave. So with that value, quotation is accepted. So that means PO received from customer. Purchase order. PO means purchase order issued from customer. It's a legal document which will be issued by the customer to the project executor like Reliance or CV Constructions. Okay. Once upon receipt of the PO, they will request for a down payment. Let us say in their contract, down payment of 10% or whatever it may be. Just an example I am taking. Then with respect to the how to create this document, down payment request, sales order we have to create. For creating the sales order, what is the transaction code? VA01 is the transaction code. Okay. Then in the sales order level, we need to maintain the, what we have to maintain? Tell me. Billing plan, right? So on which date this down payment you are going to, down payment request you are going to raise, for example. Okay. So in the billing plan, there must be a condition with in the standard, the condition type for down payment request is FAZ, and further remaining billing plan lines are for normal invoicing purpose or normal billing. Billing or invoice, further invoice if you release it. Okay. So you need to maintain the billing plan or the milestones in the project. Then automatically with respect to the WBS element, whatever milestones that we assigned, that will copy. In this case, we did not created any milestones on the project. I just maintained the billing plan accordingly as per the requirement. We can also see that scenario also. We can create the down payment, milestone billing milestones at the project level, and automatically those milestones will reflect in the sale order level. That also we will see. That is not an issue. Okay. Now, now the next step is, assume that we received the down payment also. We have to keep the budget for the project. So what is the basis for creating the budget for the project? Can anybody tell? What is the basis? How we have to keep the budget?
As per the
Anybody?
plan cost.
Correct. Agree. P5. So you need to remember these T codes also. Especially there are two transaction codes which you need to remember. I can say, for example, reports related, hierarchical reports related, S_ALR_870135332 and 13538. Maybe you need to by heart 3 or 4 times. Then once you remember this sequence, there are a lot of T codes in this sequence. Like if you type by mistake also, you will get definitely one transaction code. Okay. For example, I will type C here /n. I am telling the system to open a new session. So 38, for example, 3538. Now you see it is opening some new report. As we are executing the first time, it is taking some time to compile the program. Okay, see here. This is the transaction code to view the actual and plan. Similarly, I will show one more. For example, I don't know. I'm just blindly typing this. See? So this series, if you remember, this series S underscore ALR underscore 870135, if you remember. Next again with the 3 series, there are many transaction codes available within the, see here, actual in controlling area object transaction currency. Okay, I don't know. I really don't know what this report is for, but I just gave some number. Randomly, I just gave some number. See, automatically, some report related to the PS, it is open. So, you need to remember this series S underscore. These are hierarchical reports. Okay, these reports are hierarchical in the sense, the meaning is that WBS wise you will get the report. Whereas if you tell about line item report, in the line item report you will get GL wise either planned cost or actual cost. GL wise planned and actual cost you will get. Okay, wherever we call line item report, just remember this point will come when you are writing some SAP exam. Okay, SAP certification exam, they will tell what is the purpose of, what is the difference between the hierarchical report and line item report. So the he will give the option. The line item report is based on the WBS element. The line item report or the line item report is based on the cost element. Line item report is based on the project definition. Something he will give to confuse you. When you say line item report, that is related to cost elements. When you say hierarchical report, the report it is related to project and WBS elements. Hierarchy means project structure. Remember, hierarchy means project structure. Line item means each individual posting line item in the CO. Okay, in the controlling whatever we are posting against the project, those line items will be treated as line items. Okay, you just remember these 2 points, very important. Okay, so this will definitely you will get in the certification exam. So now the report that we are trying to access, why we are trying to access this report, we are trying to find out the easy cost plan value so that we will be able to input the budget for the project. So what is the version that we planned? Anybody? 900 is the version that
900.
yeah, correct. So this is the version that we used for easy cost planning. Okay, in this version, if you see 41,50,000 is the total budget value. Now I want to copy this total budget. I want to copy this. How to copy this? I will copy. I think one of the WBS element is missing. Oh, only 12 we gave, I think, right? That is the reason. No problem. Okay. So I got the values now here. So what I will do, I will just take this. We will do the bottom-up extrapolation. Bottom-up extrapolation in the sense, I will tell you. CJ30. So CJ30 is the transaction code for which for giving the original budget or the initial budget. If you want to perform the initial budget according to the cost planning of the project, if you want to perform the original budget, that is first time the budget that is we are planning against the project, okay, as per the cost estimation performed by the costing engineer or the project estimation team. As per that, we have to keep the original budget. So I am keeping this is the original budget transaction code CJ30. Whenever we are keeping for the first time that budget, we will call it as original budget. Now see, I am just trying to keep that values here. Yeah. So it is pasted. Now, if you see here, what I have to do is, even I can also enter like this, but I will enter total values. How to enter like this means we need to add the scaling factor. Then it is possible only. Like this also. So if I make 200 as 2 lakhs, what is the scaling factor that I have to add? Can anybody? Anybody? I explained earlier scaling factor. Remember anyone? Sir, anyone, sir? What, sir? Hmm? Where we got the scaling factor values? Where I explained the scaling factor? Tell me. Anybody? Where I explained the scaling factor? Shivaram garu?
I'm checking the notes.
At least you are doing that. I am happy for that. I explained in budget planning profile and cost planning profile. Remember? Pawan, what is scaling factor?
I think I don't remember it. I forgot.
Okay. No problem. No problem. Now, once you give the individual W, that means see what we are doing from the bottom level, that is the
You're
parent
scaling
is this
your-
root WBS. Pardon me. Sorry. Pawan, you are
I think
telling something.
you're asking about the scaling up, right? Scaling a feature. It will.
No. I am
from
talking about the scaling factor here. Here, see, there is a option of scaling factor, right?
Okay. No. This is something different.
Yeah. See, for example, here, if I enter the scaling factor, this value, for example, if you have huge amount of values, okay, if you have huge amount of values like in crores or billions, okay, you won't be able to input all the zeros. See, for 1 lakh, now I have to input 5 zeros, right? Right? That
Yes,
means
sir.
how that can be written? It can also be written, for example, 10,000 into 10 means 1 lakh, right?
Yes, sir.
Like that, scaling factor, if I enter, for example, here given, see, for example, you can edit field group values with constant units using the scaling parameters, factors, and decimal places. System always distributes and stores the data with complete accuracy. So there will be no difference with the accuracy whether you enter directly like this 1, 2, 3, 4 like that. Okay, here if you see here, what is the scaling factor here? For example, the first case is we are using now first case. The one that which I used is first case. Like I don't mention any scaling factor. The decimal places is 2 places. Even now, if you see the decimal places are 2 places, right? After 2 zeros, we are getting the decimal places, right? Now, so the first case we are using now. In this case, what will happen is by default also, if you see here, I will show here. Default 2 decimal places. That's why the comma is coming from the rightmost digit 1, 2. After 2 digits, the decimal place is there, right? That is just like 100.00, right? Like that. Now the scaling factor, we are discussing about the scaling factor is blank in this case. What it is telling the first scenario. Scaling factor is 0, decimal places is 2. If you give the value 1, 2, 3, 4, I gave 2 lakhs, 2 lakhs has become 2 lakhs.00. Same thing, right? This is our scenario that we are doing now. Let us say if I give the scaling factor 3, right, and decimal places 0, if I give the decimal places 0, if I give the 1, 2, 3, 4, like what does it mean? I am multiplying this 1, 2, 3, 4 with the 1000 because 3 places, 3 digit number. What is the largest 3 digit? like 999 is the 3-digit, right? Here, but here you need to multiply. If it is 3-digit means you need to multiply with 1000. That is the meaning. Okay.
Yes,
If you
sir.
see here, 1, 2, 3, 4 is multiplied by 1000, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Similarly here, factor is 6 now here. That is scaling factor is 6, but decimal place is 3. Okay. Now you see here for 6 also, what is the value? Since we are adding the decimal places, what it has done? The same 1, 2, 3, 4 value, there is no difference between these two. Right? 12 lakhs
Yes, sir.
34,000. 12 lakhs 34,000. Why this is like this? Can anybody tell? Why
It had added 3 more zeros after the decimal point, sir.
I will tell you. Yeah, exactly correct. I will tell you. This is very important concept. Okay. From the process we might be deviating little bit, but I explained very clearly. It is very strange that you people don't remember this. Okay. Now see, for example, 1, 2, 3, 4 into 1000. Okay. Now, for example, what I will do, for example, 1, 2, 3, 4 into, as per my understanding, 1, 0, 0, 3, 4, 5, 6. For example, this must be this, right? For example, why this is like this? I am telling that by 3 means you need to give it 3 zeros. 6 means 6 zeros. But here this case decimal places is 0. But here this case decimal places is 3. How I have to keep from here? Okay, from here let me take this value as it is. Okay. Or else let me enter that 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now see, how many decimal places here? 3 decimal places, right? So 3 decimal places means 1, 2, 3 from the rightmost. Correct? This is the result that is showing, right?
Yes, sir.
So this is the fundamental thing that you need to understand. Now, if I want to get, okay, if I want to get, for example, 1,23,000, sorry, 12 lakhs 34,000, 12 lakhs 34,000, I can also write 1, 2, 3, 4 multiplied by 1000, right? That is this way with the scaling factor. If I give scaling factor 3, and then I can enter in the project budgeting or cost planning level simply 1, 2, 3, 4. But what is its value? 12 lakhs 34,000 is the value. That is the meaning. Got it, Pawan and Shivram Garu, others?
Got it.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So that we can use when we have a huge values. Like for example, this case, I know everything I am entering very happily in lakhs. But what happens if it is like 15 lakhs, 65,000, 20 lakhs, 25,000, something which is confusing. I want to convert these lakhs, all the lakhs or whatever it may be, multiplied by some value, right? For example, 25 lakhs I want to enter, 25 into 1 lakh. Something I want to enter like this. I can do that, right? See, if I give the scaling factor as 5, okay, I can do that because 1 lakh equal to 5 zeros. If I want to enter 20 lakhs, how much I can enter? 5 and 0 decimal places. I can give that directly, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Like that. So I hope you understood it. Now let me continue with the session. So the method that we are performing for the budgeting is bottom-up cost planning. That means in the child level, I am trying to give the cost planned values as per the reference of the easy cost planning. And you may ask me, is there any way that I can copy directly from the easy cost planning to budgeting? There is no such provision. If you do the network cost planning, then the planned total value will come here. then you can do the copy from plan total to the budget. If you are doing the budget on the basis of detailed network cost planning or network activity cost planning, then the plan total version will come here, because the network cost planning will definitely hit the version 0, whereas the easy cost planning values are based on not the actual version, it is based on some planning version, easy cost planning version that we defined, which is used for only for planning purposes. But whereas version 0 is used for both planning and actuals. So we can't copy from easy cost planning to directly here. Okay. So what I will do now, edit. Okay. See here, I can see here the current budget is showing now. Okay. I can give the distributed budget is this some value here it is showing. Let me, why this much it is showing? What is our total value? Somewhere I entered wrong value, I think. Let us do total up. I will come to know. Total up. It is wrong. Somewhere I entered wrong values. Or my Excel is wrong. Any one of the things. I don't know. Let me check. It is correct only.
Sir,
41
in the
lakhs.
second WBS, you gave a higher number, sir. Once check it. Sir.
Okay,
Second
might be.
WBS.
Yes. Let me check.
And there, sir.
This one, right?
Yes, sir.
Now it will ask us to enter. See, this user setting, if I change, then this will be not there, but I don't have access. These decimal places I am talking about. Okay, now let us do again the total up. Yes, now it is matching. Okay, so you need to check here, check. So there is no errors detected. Let us say, for example, if I am giving here, for example, wanted I am doing something, 2,50,000 I kept here. Okay, now let us see what system is telling. So whenever you get in the real time also, this kind of users will get confused. They don't know how to resolve this issue. Simple thing I will tell, very simple thing I will tell. It is telling that overall budget less than the distributed budget. See here, it is telling that you need to see overall budget. What is the overall budget? This is the overall budget. Okay. Now, if you see here, see the distributed budget is 42 lakhs. But if you see this is overall budget. Okay. This is overall budget. The overall budget or current budget. Okay. This value is actually less than the distributed. That means what is distributed budget? I explained very clearly. The budget that is distributed to the lower level WBS elements from the parent WBS element. This is our parent, right? Wherever level 1 is there, this is our parent. Level 2 are children's for this parent. Okay. So the distributed value is nothing but the value that is distributed to the childs. I gave some examples of giving some chocolates to the children from the father. Okay. Always the father must have the more funds, okay, than at the children level at any point of time. So if I see the total children's value is 42 lakhs, whereas at the parent level it is 4 lakh, 41 lakh 50,000, which is wrong, because if the parent is not having 42 lakhs, how come the children will get 42 lakhs? That is the system is telling. It is telling that your overall budget at the parent level is less than the distributed budget at the child level. You just need to compare what is the distributed value and what is my overall budget value. If you remember this point, you will be able to solve very easily this point. Now, what is the solution for this? Just select all, Okay, edit, total up. Now see, now the distributed budget, see, you don't know what is the value. And this law is applicable if you have, for example, at level 2, if you have 4 or 5 WBS elements, child WBS elements. Now, when you do the total up at level 2 for this WBS element, the sum of the lower level WBS elements values must be equal to the value at the level 2 WBS element of this particular WBS element. Okay. Are you getting this point, this particular point? Are you people getting? See, this law is applicable at each and every parent. Let us say under 01, I created 3 WBS elements like -01, -01, another one -01, -01, -01, another one more WBS. Let us say 3 childs I created. Let us say 2 children I created at the bottom of this WBS element. Now, the same law is applicable at every parent. The same condition should satisfy. That means the sum of the lower level WBS element value must be equal to the parent value. This law is applicable at each and every level of the WBS elements. Okay. This you remember. I am just saving this. So I kept actually 42 lakhs, which is actually 41 lakhs 50,000. Now I want to change this. How can I change? I can change still here. Go. Okay. And then I will make it. So I don't know how much is the total. Let me do that. Edit, total up. It should equal to the distributed value. See here. The distributed value and the overall budget on the project is equal now. Right? So let me check and save it. So now our easy cost planning value is kept as a initial budget or the original budget for the project. And let us assume this will go for the approval. Now what will happen? This will get updated in a report called CJI8 in which we will see the budgeting. Okay. Now if you see, this is the project definition that you need to give to see this report. This is the fiscal year in which we have performed the budgeting for the project. So I am just selecting overall values, otherwise it won't come. Now, if you see here, whatever amendments that we did, see initially I gave 42 lakhs, then I reduced 50,000. So same, that particular change also it is recorded. System recorded that particular change also. Now the net or the total value or the current budget, overall current budget is 41 lakhs 50,000. If you see for each of the WBS elements, whatever we gave, it is recorded with a budget type KBUD. This is nothing but original budget. There are different budget types, okay, that I explained earlier. So whenever we do the initial original budget, it will be recorded as a KBUD. Okay. Now let us do our budget release. So the transaction code for releasing the budget is CJ32. Okay, CJ32 is the transaction code for releasing the budget. That means the fund manager or the financial account manager is approving this budget for this project. Okay, let us say the project planning team has given 41 lakhs 50,000 budget as per the cost estimate. Then the budget approval will go to fund manager or the financial account manager. What he will do, he will verify the budget value, whether it is according to the estimation or not. And then he will release it. Release in the sense, see the current budget is available. Okay. This is nothing but a approval. You may ask me, already we kept the budget. Why again we are keeping this? See, initially the budget that we kept is as per the planning of cost estimation. This transaction code, particular transaction code is useful for just like approval process, right? This is just like a approval process. Okay. This is just like we went to a bank. We thought of taking some loan of 10 lakhs. Okay. We submitted some application with all the documents. Then what it will go? It will go to the bank manager for the approval. Once he signed, then only they will release the budget. Similarly, here also, we kept some budget initially. Then it should go for the approval process. Okay. So let us assume this is approved and total value of budget. We can also release the partial value of budget. This time I am releasing the total value. Now, what is the process that we need to follow here? The values are available in the current budget. So this column is having values. So it is easy for me to take that column reference and I can copy that. So what is that column? That is current budget. So 11 is the current budget. Select that. And whether you want to take total 100% or 90% of that, it is up to us or up to the finance manager, how much value you want to give. Let us say 100% I am taking this case. So total 100% of the values are copied into release. That is all the budget values for all the WBS elements release. Let us say phase wise you want to release the budget. Let us say the first preparation excavation phase I want to release. For the design drawing phase I want to release some portion, and the other phase of the project, if you want to know the phase of the project, you can also see display options. Use short IDs, use shorting descriptions. Using descriptions I am enabling. Now if you see, this is the phase. Pre-construction phase, site preparation and excavation phase, foundation and plinth, like that it is showing now. Okay. Now let us say the fund manager or the finance manager willing to allocate budget only for this WBS element, he still can do, but the mandatory thing is he has to release the budget at this WBS element. Either it can be a partial value as per the requirement of the each phase, or else he can also keep the total value, but at this WBS level he can give only 2 lakhs, and he can also release for the further WBS elements whenever required, whenever we are executing that particular phase of the project. That way also we can do. Generally they may release the 80% or 90% based on the requirement of the project at a time, so that they can carry out the procurement activities or any purchasing activities. The budget will be released on a whole as well. Sometimes it is based on the requirement. Okay. So this case I am assuming that, let us say I am checking the budget, no tolerance limit. See, no tolerance limits maintained in the controlling area GMIL profile ZBUD. See, for this budget availability profile, sorry, there is a availability control enabled based on the release of the WBS budget or the project budget. So it is looking for some tolerance limits. Let us go to that. I did not maintain the tolerance limits. Let me go to the tolerance limits configuration and let us maintain. Otherwise it will not allow us to save. So I am just trying to maintain the tolerance limits. Can anybody tell what is tolerance limits in general? What is tolerance limit? Anybody? Yeah, you should speak out something. I told many times, any one of you. If all are sleeping, then what is the use?
No, sir. It is the
So
process of
warning
using
and error
transaction.
message, like where we want to give warning and where we want to give error message. So we can set as a tolerance limit.
Yes. I am doing that now. So our controlling area is GMIL. Okay, I will explain this. See, here system is trying to check for the relevant controlling area, because this is relevant to cost accounting. That is, whatever the expenses that is going to post on a particular cost object like any project. Okay, we are giving the budget and we are telling to the system in the configuration of budget profile to start performing the budget check on the project from the release of the budget activity. We can also start from the budgeting also. It all depends on the budget profile configuration. But in this particular budget profile, I gave availability control from releases, overall and releases. Okay, I will show that. So now the system, while trying to release the budget, when the user is trying to release the budget, business user, system is checking whether the tolerance limits are available. System, how it will check? Let us say I kept 10,000 rupees in my locker. Okay, I am taking monthly 1,000, 1,000, 1,000, 1,000. I told to the bank manager or the bank whatever clerk, I told by whenever it reaches 9,000, you just inform me through a notification to my mobile. Let us say, for example. Okay. Or let us assume one more scenario. You need to pay the credit card payment, but you should get the alert before 1 week of the payment due date. Okay. Similarly here, whenever you are keeping some value of budget, let us say 1 lakh at 90,000, let us say I am giving here 90%. Okay. That means whenever it reaches 90% of that 1 rupee more than 90% also, what it will do, what is one action is one. Action means what action you are performing. Okay, let us say when it reaches 1 week before, you need to pay the credit card bill, right? That means before 1 week only, you are keeping buffer and you are paying on 90%. Whenever it reaches, you may redeposit the amount in the bank, or whenever you reaches 1 week before the notification for the credit card payment, you are paying before 1 week only, so that to save your credit score, 1 week before only you are paying. Similarly, whenever the system reaches 90,000, let us assume 1 lakh is the budget, we are telling that by just raise a warning for me, because I will get alert and I will take the approvals for the further project budget from the finance manager. Then I can continue with my project execution. So we are telling to the system whenever it reaches, okay, to whom this warning will go? Can anybody tell? To whom, to which person this warning will go?
To the
Now I am
project
telling,
managers.
yes, it should go for a person responsible on the project. Okay, it should go for the person responsible on the project. Okay, so that he will get notified. So this warning message will go, or the email, or the sorry, not the email, this warning message will be shown to the particular user. Okay, now the second stage is mail with person responsible. Sorry, first case not a email, it's just a warning. Second case, it's a mail to the person responsible. That means a person responsible which is maintained on the project will get notified through a business workplace object. That is SBWP. There is a business workplace in which you will be able to see the mails which are triggered from the SAP. Just like our Gmail inbox, in SAP also there is a business workplace where you will be able to see the workflow related emails. Now when it reaches 100%, this warning will come when it reaches more than 95%, 95 more than even one halala also, or one paisa also, it will trigger the email. Similarly here, when it reaches 100%, it will throw an error message. That is the three different actions that the system will perform. What is tolerance group? Plus plus plus. This plus plus means there are different business transactions which are undergoing on the project, like it can be raising a purchase requisition, purchase order, or you also creating orders for project like plant maintenance orders or production orders, goods issue, or some JV you are posting, or accounting document you are posting, CO document like KB11N, KB21N, or budgeting transaction itself. Okay, there are some other things. Okay, so these are some key important things: purchase requisition, purchase order, goods issue, financial document, and CO document, budgeting. These are most frequently used, and these are the 6 types of or 7 types of activity groups that we have where the budget check will perform. Even on the SCS, goods issue or SCS also it will perform. Okay, so these are the 7 action groups. Let me save this. Now the system should not throw me the error. Okay, so let me go back now to my CJ32 screen. Okay, I think this is CJ32. If you see the bottom right hand side, CJ32 is the transaction. Now perform check. So it is still saying that you have not maintained. Why? We are in the same screen. We should go back once. Yes, terminate. We should go back once. Okay, go to CJ32. Now enter. Okay, select all. This is the button to select all. Okay, edit. Okay, we can not total up because we are not giving manually. We want to copy from a reference value, that is current budget. System is slow. So I am taking the current budget, giving 100%. Check. See now, check complete, no errors detected. So whenever you get some error while performing the end user, see all these things, whatever I am showing, business transactions will be performed by the end users in the real time. As a consultant, we will be not going to perform this. Only while doing the demo sessions, when we are showing demo to the business process owners, then we will perform these transactions. But in the real time production server, end users or the business process owners will do. You will be not able to touch those things. Okay. This server has got some issue. Let me restart. Hopefully the session will be yes. Okay. So check completed, no errors detected, save it. Now see one more document number generated. See, whenever we performed original budget, one document number generated. Now whenever we performed release also, one more document number generated. Now again I want to see the report, CGI 8. If you see, this is what? Budget line items. This report is budget line item. This is the line item report for the budget. Okay. Now this type of actually queries will come in the SAP certification exam. If you want to see the detailed line items, okay, WBS wise, if you want to see the WBS wise line item report for the budget, okay, where you can see in the budget line items report CJI 8. Okay, see, you see here, whatever the released budget is there, okay, whatever the released budget is there, it is having an indicator called KBFR. Original budget, it is having an indicator. So that means when you do the budgeting in CJ 30, that is KBUD. When you release the budget in CJ 32, the indicator is KBFR, right? So these things you need to remember. These things, budget types are very important if you want to analyze the what are the budget values given for the project. Okay. This is about budget release. So we are ready to do the now network cost planning. Now the budgeting is done. Everything is done. Now let us see the status of the project. Now this is our project. Double click on that. Earlier, you people might have observed that there is no BUDG and AVAC before we do the budgeting. And when the AVAC came into picture, when we released the budget on the project from CJ32, AVAC, availability control, the configuration that we did just now for performing the availability control, that means, and now I will start performing the like purchase requisitions, internal activities like for work related, how much of work required for each of those crafts. So whatever it may be, it can be a PR or it can be internal activity or it can be a material reservation or it can be a material PR, it can be a material with stock PR, material with non-stock PR, or it can be external services for procuring the services, or it can also be external activity. So I explained about 4 different types of control keys, PS0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, these are 4 important control keys that you need to remember. Okay, whatever I explained earlier. Now what we will do the detailed cost planning. Let us see. For the pre-construction and design, okay, for the pre-construction and design, let me explain this. This statuses, if you see, created, CRTD, BUDG budgeted, AVAC availability control active. That means now budget checking on the project is started. Whenever this status is enabled, that means budget availability control is on active. Okay, I will show one example by creating some excess value. Okay, so what is the value that is available in the 01? Let me check so that we can do accordingly. Let me go back here. Go back. Let me go to CJ 33. 33 for the display of release. Whatever released values are there. So for example, in the WBS 1, that is pre-construction, 2 lakhs is there. Okay. So as per my understanding, whenever I reach 90%. What is 90% of 2 lakhs? 9 2 18, right? 1,80,000. Whenever it reaches 1,80,000, it should give me a warning message, right? Agree?
Yes, sir.
Now let us do the manpower planning. Okay, manpower. So it is asking the network profile. Which network profile? Okay, I will take this. So enter the MRP controller, GM. I think I removed the default last time. You remember, right? While I am simulating this, I removed that wantedly. So this is how the error will come. Okay. When we remove, we need to give manually, or else if we default in the project profile, then it will take automatically. Okay. So now, how to do the manpower planning? Manpower planning according to these phases. For example, here I have some manpower activities like architect, structural engineer, draftsman are required for the manpower. Okay. So what I will do, I will create architect, structural engineer and draftsman activities. How to create that? So I will create as it is. First activities, I can either create manually one by one from here, or else I can also create from the overview button. Let me do first to understand from directly manually. Okay. So I will create one by one so that you people will understand network activity internal. Okay. We need to create internal activity when we are using our own resources. Remember that I told multiple times, whenever we are using our own employees, like for example, the CV constructions or Reliance is having their own architect and own structural engineer, own draftsman, then they have to create for planning those resources for this pre-construction phase, they have to create internal activity. Whenever you create internal activity, blindly just remember internal activity means PS01 is the control key that will come. Okay, let us say some consultant maybe copied this and they might have done JetPS1. Okay, but you need to check whenever you create that. Okay, it should allow you to enter the work center, work and activity type. Okay, that for the internal activity, these are the parameters that you need to enter. But whereas for external services, general cost, the control keys will change accordingly. The views will also change. Okay, I will show that. Don't worry. Now, what is the first activity or the first craft that we discussed? Structural engineer, right? So, create structural engineer. Let us assume what is the work center or the department in which the structural engineer is working. Our work center category, I told multiple times with respect to the plant, you need to give always 0006. Okay. Now, let us say I am giving the work center as project planning department with 8 hours. So D08 means department with 8 hours. 9003 is the work cost center. I will show that. CR03 D08 9003. I will directly jump into the costing tab. I don't want to see all other views. If you see here 9003 project systems 9003 project planning department, I created a cost center 9003. Okay. My work center also 8 hours work center department with 8 hours. That means the employees associated with this department are working for a project with 8 hours of minimum capacity per day. So how many employees I gave here? I gave here around 10 employees. So 10 multiplied by 8, 80 hours of capacity available within this department per day. That is the meaning. Okay. So now I gave here. This is in display mode. Let me close this. Let me also close this. Let me also close this. Then Let us say I want to plan these employees for a period of 800 hours. Okay. Now, what is the this many hours is impractical. Okay, let me reduce it. Structural engineer. Let us say I will keep it as 100 hours to make it simple. Okay, 100 hours. Now, this calculation key I explained. See, this activity type. What is this activity type? Activity type is nothing but the craft who is going to perform this activity. So, who is that? I am telling specifically this is structural engineer. Okay, so you need to select that craft structural engineer. This activity type will derive the cost for this 100 hours because we will be maintaining the rate against this craft based on his salary. Average rate will be maintained. How this calculation, everything I will explain, Pawan and second batch team. Don't worry, I explained for already first batch. So I will explain all those basic things. As of now, just remember, structural engineer is the activity. That means for this pre-construction phase, I need a structural engineer. So I want to derive the rate for 100 hours of work. That rate is maintained on hourly basis at this activity type level in some transaction. And how to derive that rate for a person or like a structural engineer for this craft or designation, that I will explain in the upcoming classes. Now, calculation key, this is very important. When you say maintain manually, the system will be not able to calculate either the normal duration or work. Okay, system will be able to calculate when you select the formula or the calculation key. Let us say, for example, duration. Now, number of persons. See, what is work? Work is nothing but, remember, what is work? Anish or anyone tell the formula. What is the work formula?
Number of hours into people, sir.
Work is nothing but number of persons into duration. I told 10 times, I think, in that class. Work is nothing but simply number of persons into duration. Okay.
Yes.
So,
Yes,
whenever
sir.
you want to calculate the work, you need to give number of persons and duration. Whenever you need to calculate the duration, you need to give work and number of persons. Now, we gave work and number of persons. System calculated 12.5 days for 100 hours because 10 into 8, 80. Okay. Remaining 2.5 days it took for 100 hours. Okay. So, that is how. Now, let us see the cost must be calculated here. These are some important things, no other things. I am just trying to calculate cost for this activity. Now, what is the rate maintained multiplied by that 100 hours? It will come. Network does not have activity account assignment. Okay, I understood. There is some configuration which we changed, I think. Let me do this now. So, if you see here, I think 25,000, 100 multiplied by 250 is the rate. Let me show that rate also so that you people will understand. KP26 is the transaction code. This will be performed by CO team or CO consultant. Okay. And further maybe costing team in the business, they will do this. Okay. PRS underscore 9003 is the cost center. And what is the activity type? What is the activity type? Okay, let me check here. I can also check here. That is not an issue. Ours is structural engineer 3002. Select this and select on this overview. Now, if you see per hour, I maintain 250 rupees, right? So, based on this only, system is showing 100 multiplied by 250 is nothing but 25,000 is the value for this activity. Okay. Let us do one thing now. Let us say, for example, okay, wantedly I am doing this. Our budget is how much? But there is a constraint on this. What is that constraint? This is so much in depth. It may check for this budget or it may not check. It is based on the configurations. Okay. Let me do this at the network activity level. Cost, plan, actual network activity, network header level. So 2,50,000. But system, it is not checking the budget. I don't know why. Save it. Still warnings. See here. While saving, system is throwing error. This is budget availability control action. What it is telling? Error occurred during budget check. See the cost protocol. This is the error. Error occurred during the budget availability check. Display the cost determination log for network order or network plan, for the order or network plan in detail. Okay. So that means system is trying to check, brother, for this WBS element, you have a budget of 2 lakhs, but you are trying to plan 2,50,000, which I will not allow. So where you need to check logs, cost calculation. And if you see here, double click on this, it is telling that exactly 50,000 is exceeded, right? This is what I was telling, right? So your budget is only how much? 2 lakhs. But how much you are planning? 2,50,000. System is throwing an error saying that you still need 50,000. The meaning of this is you are having an insufficient budget of 50,000. If you amend 50,000, then I will allow you to process this commitment or this cost planning for this network activity. Understood, no? Now
Yes, sir.
to remove this error, what I have to do? Let us say, for example, I am planning 800 hours. Okay. Now let me recalculate again. Now this is 2 lakhs. Let us see now how the system will behave. It is exactly now 2 lakhs. Scheduling related. Now still again the same thing. This time what it is telling? Let me go to extras, logs. This time exactly 100%, right? System is little slow. Now see, budget is exhausted. This case, the budget is exhausted because exactly 100% I gave. Okay, now let me do one more thing. So if I keep how much it will become 90%, 1,80,000 I should get. How many hours I should plan? 700 multiplied by 2, 1,40,000, 7 5 is 35, 1,75,000. Let me do 720 hours. Get it? Can someone calculate exactly and tell? 1,80,000 I want. I am just trying to simulate that budget availability control, different methods. First thing, more than 100% or 100% I shown. When it is exceeded more than 100%, it gives straight away budget exceeded. When it reaches exactly 100%, it's told that exhausted. Now I want to show you when it reaches the 90% or 95%. Okay, like that. 3 different scenarios. Sorry. Cost, plan, actual, network, header level, it is there. So it is exactly now 1,80,000. That means 90%, right? Let me save this. Warning. So it is allowed me to save. This is a very strange issue. Why 90% it is allowed me to save? Reason I will tell. I told more than 90%, at least 1 real, right? So let me keep it here, 721 hours. So I don't have activity to show rate to show that exactly 1 rupee, but I added one more, like 250 rupees. I added 1 hour equal to 250. So what it will do, 1,80,250 rupees supposed to show now. Why? I should recalculate that. Calculate. Because whenever you do some changes, you have to recalculate it. Okay, now it is correct, right? Now go back. Now let us try to save. How the system behaves, I want to see. It is checking the budget. See, error during budget check. See cost log. Do you still want to save? No. I don't want to save, but I want to see the log. What the log is system proposed. System is throwing. Okay. So budget almost exhausted. That means whenever it reaches 90%, more than 90%, even one rupee also, it will give this error. You need to remember, whenever it reaches more than 90%, budget almost exhausted. See, right? How it is telling 19,750, anybody can tell. Anybody, why the system is throwing that 19,750? Anybody? In network, the assigned funds are less than the budget for the WBS element by 19,750. Why?
We
Chapter
have
ఎవరైనా?
given 2 lakhs
Yes,
and
correct.
it has assigned 18 lakhs 250 something. So we are about to
The
reach
thing
that
is
amount.
that system here, there is a lot of confusion will be there. Okay. The confusion is that system will try to create this message that they are displaying SAP standard. It's a confusing in nature. See, 2 lakhs, 90% means 1,80,000, right? 9 twos are 18, 1,80,000. But how much percentage is there remaining? 10%. 10% equal to 20,000, right? So whenever it reaches 90%, we are telling the system to give a warning, right? So if you see here, the assigned funds are less than the budget for the WBS element by, that means you still have only 19,750. The assigned budget is how much? Assigned funds is how much? The budget is 2 lakhs. The assigned budget is 1,80,250 rupees. So if you reduce from the total value of 2 lakhs, the remaining value is 19,750 only. It is telling that you are nearly approaching the total value of the budget. You still have this much only remaining value. That means the assigned funds are 1,80,250. Your budget is 2 lakhs. The difference between those two is 19,750. That is the meaning. You need to understand this one like this. You should not understand budget is not less by this value. No. You should understand in a different way. The message will be displayed here like this only. Assigned funds are less than the budget. See, what is my assigned funds? 1,80,250. What is my budget? 2 lakhs. So this value 1,80,250 is less than the 2 lakhs, right? That way you need to put in the Excel. What is my assigned funds? How I will get? I will show that. Okay, then you will understand. Okay. Now with this warning, we will be able to save the project because it's just a merely an warning. Okay, I want to save this. Now let us go to our budget report. CJ 33. Display budget release. In the report also, one report also it will show. Now if you see here, this is what? Only for the first WBS element, we have planned some manpower planning. What is the value? 1,80,250. System is telling your assigned funds is less than the budget value 2 lakhs of a value of 19,750. This is the message. How it is calculating? It is calculating between the released budget and the assigned value. The difference between this value and this value, that is R minus A. R is 2 lakhs minus 1,80,250 is nothing but 19,750. That is how the system is showing the error. Similarly, you can try by giving a value of 95% and more than that give 1 hour, and you will get an email. For that, the prerequisite is that when the system is trying to throw an email to the user or trying to send an email to the user, if the user is not available, that means you are cheating the system. What it will do, that case it will directly throw error, because it is trying to send an email to the responsible person, and if you are not maintaining the responsible person here, means you are trying to cheat the person, you are trying to cheat the bank manager. So if you don't maintain here, whenever the system reaches 95% of that value, what is 2 lakhs, 95% of 2 lakhs? 1,90,000, right?
Yes, sir.
So whenever it reaches 1,90,000, system, when it exceeds at least 1 rupee more than 1,95,000, it will check for this person responsible, because the action is that it has to send email to this person responsible. If this person is not available, then what it will throw? It will throw directly an error. Now let us see this configuration also. We will try to do that. All zeros 1. We will see whether the email will trigger at 95% or not. For that, there is a prerequisite configuration. Let me do that. I will show that scenario also. Structures, operative structures. Anish, where we have to do this configuration? Do you remember? This is where we have to do, right? So let me keep the office user as my user S410. I am keeping for both S410. So office user is the guy who is supposed to receive in his SAP login the email. Let us try now whether I will get the email or not. Before I do that, let me show this is SBWP Business Workplace. This is my inbox, similar to our Gmail inbox. There is nothing here. I am supposed to receive an email now. CJ20N. So to get 1,95,000 and more than that, how many hours I have to add? Anybody?
721.
Now it is
Yes.
1,80,250, right?
Yes, sir.
730 multiplied by, can someone do 730 multiplied by 250? Let me do here calculation. Cost, calculate cost. 7 2s are 14, right?
It's
7 of
1,82,500.
3.530. How much?
1,82,500.
82,500.
1,82,500.
So 95% I should get. That means 1,95,000, right? 90,000. 1,90,000, right?
Yes, sir.
I should get that value. So if I give how many hours, you do one thing, 1,90,000 divided by 250, someone do it. 1,90,000 divided by 250. You must be very sharp here.
760, sir. 760, sir.
I got it already 1,90,000. 760, right?
Yes.
See, you people are young generation. You people must be very strong. You must be able to calculate, right? So 250. Initially, what is the digit that is having 7? 7 2 is 14. Okay. 50. 7 5 is 35. 17,500. Again, for remaining 61 hours, I have to calculate. 6 2 is 12. 6 5 is 30. Like that, you should calculate. You should have that mathematical brain. At least you should try, na. What?
Yes.
Yeah. Right. So now our purpose is 90%. It is more than 90%, right? 95%, more than 95% now. Now let me save. See, I want to see, before I do this, I want to see what the system is telling for me. Cost calculation, budget almost exhausted. Now this is 9,750 it is telling, right? Now let me do this. Go back and save. Save. I am supposed to get, I don't know whether I will get or not. Let me check. Yes, see. I got the message or the email. See, same message I got, right? For this project WBS element, this is how the budget email will trigger when it is more than 95%. Remember, we maintain 95, but when it is more than 95%, at least 1 rupee, okay, even 1 paisa also, it will trigger, but not exactly at 95%. Remember, okay? So this is how 3 tolerance limits we maintained: 90%, 95%, 100%. At 90%, we got a warning. At 95, more than 95, we got an email. At 100%, it is stopping, hard stop, right? This is how you should get. These are the functionalities of budget availability control. That's it. And what we will do, instead of dragging this session for another half an hour, something like that, we will continue tomorrow. If you understand up to here, this is more than enough. Okay. I hope you people understood it. If you have any queries, you can ask me. Pawan, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
So you are able to understand?
Yes, yes. Good.
Okay. That's it. Any
So
queries?
I have query regarding that sales order. Like in sales order, we have header at the header level. We were having account assignment. Like if you want to assign WBS a header level,
Okay.
so what will be impact? Because we assigned it at the item level in the
Yeah. There are
current
two things,
example.
Pawan. See, there are two things. One is header level billing or item level billing. Okay. Header
Okay.
level billing is applicable when you are doing the billing for the all items at a time. For
Okay.
suppose you have multiple items in the item level, right?
Yeah,
Let us
yeah.
assume you have multiple items you need to deliver, right? Say, let us say when you want to deliver service 1, service 2, service 3, let us assume you want to bill for individual services 10%. This can be one case. Another scenario, one service one time, another service one time, maybe in sequence. Okay, or maybe out of 4 services, maybe 2 services parallelly going on. So you will be able to do the billing at line item level based on the percentage of completion. You will calculate how much it is completed and how much I can bill. Let us say here it is 1400 square feet, here it is 1600 square feet. Let us say this phase 700 square feet completed, here 200 only. So what is the amount that you need to bill? You go to the billing plan and on which date you need to bill. You will maintain that billing plan value and you can do at the line item level. Whereas, let us say for all the line items, okay, you are creating, but the billing plan will be only one if it is at the header level.
Okay. So it
But
will
for
for
the
every
item level, you will have individual billing plans for each of the item.
okay, okay. Got it.
That will be the key difference. So you will
So
be
in
able to
item
break.
level, we can have multiple WBS, right? At
No,
time we
not.
have
Yeah,
different.
multiple WBS means for each line item, there will be one WBS element. Okay, that can be same or different WBS element, but must and should, it must be a billing element, right?
Yes, sir.
Otherwise, you will be not able to post invoice. You will be able to assign here, but you will be not able to post customer invoice. If it is not a billing element, there it will stop,
Yes.
right? And header level, as you said, there will be only one account assignment
Which will be applicable for all items, right?
for
Line
all the
items.
item, and also only one billing plan.
Okay.
That will be the difference. Okay.
Yes.
Like the customer is asking, I don't want to see what are the line items that you are doing, but I want only header level. That
Okay.
99% in milestone billing case, that will not happen like that. Item level only. Like this, the down payment value, down payment type, and this is normal regular billing type. I maintain this. I have done almost everything, but I am unable to clear that because I am facing some issue.
Yeah, that dump is coming.
Yeah, dump is coming. And I'm happy that I'm getting many issues, because if we get the issues, then only everything will be fine. Hopefully, once we resolve this invoice issue, there will be no other issues. See, I posted down payment request also, but I am unable to clear this because I am getting dump. 279 all zeros 271. For example, I will show this. Let me stop the recording.